Okay, so tell me about this Beyonce performance. I don't watch football. I don't like country music, so I tuned out. But I think I have a follow up question once you tell me about it, about something else, and I want to know what you thought about the performance overall.
Every time I looked over at the performance, to me, it just looked really uniform and clean and just had this level of, to me, $1 billion performance. Why I say $1 billion performance is if I was a person who was looking for somebody to be in my advertisement, I would, after seeing that, if I hadn't already done it, Beyonce would be the first person I would get on the phone. I feel like one thing that we all know that attention is one of the biggest assets on the planet right now. It's one of the things that people are really paying for, and even when you see people like Aiden Ross, he just got a super big deal with a signing bonus just because he can pull in people's attention. So I just thought this performance was like very high level. Obviously, Beyonce's always been pretty high level as far as performances. She was singing really well, like her vocals sounded really good while she was out there. And like I said, there was just a level of cleanness. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me, that she had Texas Southern with her because that's the HBCU in Houston. She had a band out there. That was pretty cool to see. But yeah, I just thought it was a really good performance and it looked like a lot of money went into it. So
People want to pay to see Beyonce, and like we were talking about before we started recording, she did the Verizon ad during the Super Bowl, and it was like a song and a performance in the ad, and that's when Cowboy Carter got announced on the Super Bowl ad. And so I think people are definitely going to tap into that. But it got me to thinking with advertisers looking for more ways to bring in eyeballs, right? They're revamping stuff. Netflix doing a halftime show at Christmas is something I never could have predicted,
yeah,
right? Especially with NBA viewership being down, it's the NFL is just taking a lunch money right now. But it
yeah,
got me to thinking. I saw a headline a little while ago, and it feels like it makes sense. And it feels like this is something he would do. Drake at the World Cup. The World
that
Cup is in North America next year and the year after that, 25, 26. One of the cities is Toronto, and they said that they're doing a new type of halftime show. One, the World Cup is bigger than the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Would this be bigger if he were to do this following the Super Bowl with Kendrick? Do you think he could top the performance? And what do you think the odds of him actually doing it are?
I think it's pretty, not high odds, but it's like it's real close because I feel like one thing we can give Kendrick that even if you want to say he hasn't been dropping that much, he hasn't put out that much of a body of work to some people. Kendrick is always a person that can make a real moment. And I feel like Drake's tour, it was a moment. It went on for however long it went on. It was a really long tour when he was out there doing it. And that kind of showed us like the level of performance that he really had in the tank at this moment. But I do feel like with the amount of people that are into soccer worldwide and how much viewership it would bring in, I do feel like at that point it could be bigger than what Kendrick does because the NFL is mostly going to pull people from the US who are already tuning into football anyways, or who are just, or people usually from the US because Kendrick is a US based artist. So his biggest population is going to be, or his biggest number of fans is going to be in the US. That would pull mostly people from the US versus Drake is a, well, I would say Drake is more of an international artist than Kendrick is. Kendrick is an international artist, but I feel like Drake has more of a pull on an international scale. I do think it could pull more people than the Super Bowl.
I'd be interested to see it. I'd go pay for that. I'd pay to go to a World Cup game and then go see Drake perform.
So would I, bro.
We gotta see. We gotta see about that. But I think that's what's coming. I think that's what's coming. I think that's what's happening. And I would love, bro. You go like there's the Drake O2 performance from like 2019. I think it's the one where he brought Jay Huss out. I
Yeah,
watched that on YouTube the other day, and I was like, bro, there's nobody. How many artists could do a set of hits? Just hits, just hits. And I'm just like, bro, I don't know. I feel like as much of a Kendrick fan as I've been, I'm becoming, maybe I'm just sympathetic to Drake. I don't know what it is, but I don't know what it is. But this year, I just been like, bro, Drake that dude. Kendrick is that dude, but Drake is still that dude to me.
yeah. I think it's just we got to see we've seen Drake battle before, but it was like we actually got to see the battle, and then to be able to appreciate what Drake can really do against a real opponent. Not that Pusha T is not a real opponent. That's not what I'm saying. But it's like it was a different level of what we were looking for. I guess that one wasn't what we were looking for at that time, but that and just Like like I said, his tour was really long. We got to see him perform all those hits and bring out all those different stars and stuff like that. So yeah, Drake's had a really good career.
All right. I'm finna give y'all 2 songs this week that y'all need to go listen to.
Okay.